Hi everyone, welcome back to 900 Bowling Pro Shop ball reviews. Sly here, trying to introduce the new hammer effect. First thing I want to bring up, see how pretty it is. 4 colors, very, very nice. Super stoked about this ball. Definitely new technology in here as well. New core, HK22, the usual, and it's just very, very pretty. Even has a nice scent to it. So very happy to see what this will do. I'm anticipating it to be a very, very strong and angular pearl from what I've seen so far in a couple of shots that I've thrown already. So very comparable to what I have in my bag right now is probably the Archetype Hybrid, Violent Collision, probably some of the stronger pieces like the Envies and Widows. It's just going to be different angles from those ones. But let's get on the lanes and see what exactly it does. All right, everyone, welcome back. So before we get started today, I do want to give a shout out to Kennedy Bowl for allowing us to use the lanes. They're going to adjust a couple patterns for us whenever we need and stuff like that. So they've been a big help for us to do these videos as well. Thanks to Hammer, viseinserts, all the sponsors, that helps. And let's get this video started. So we're here. We're going to be throwing this baby. Layout. I've thrown a couple warm-up shots and I'm a lot further left than I expect myself to be to start already, so. This is on the house shot again, High Street. A little bit higher friction. We are back on the higher friction side of the house. So right now I've already found a line probably around 22, 21 at the arrows, getting it all the way back out to like that 5 break point. Relatively deep compared to everything I normally start with. Roughly around 5 to 7 boards deeper. Got that one out. Didn't matter. Missed probably like 3-4 boards at the arrows on that one. This ball just looks like, from all the shots I've thrown so far and what I'm seeing, it just really wants to go left. So very strong pearl. Really, really wants to nosedive off the spot. Throw a better one. Oh! Hoping it's not gonna be one of those pieces that leaves me a lot of 9 pins from the angles I'm creating. It's probably more friendly if I actually get more forward on the ball. Don't need to rotate it as much because looks like it's gonna naturally create angle anyway. I'll move a 2 left off of that. See what happens. All hits hard. Contains a lot of energy. You can kind of hear it, see the way the ball wants to shape as well. So I think Hammer's got something going. HK22 also makes a huge difference. This ball just seems to let me hook the lane more and more and more, and I like doing that. Oh, get down. Push the 10 pin. All right, I'm gonna get more forward with it so I hopefully don't have to shape the lane as much. More forward on that one. There we go. So I think in comparison to my Archetype, I'm assuming it's around 3 to 4 boards stronger. I'll throw it in the sec just so we can see a comparison video. But this ball just keeps letting me move left and just rip it. I'm gonna move it on to 4 left just to know. See what happens from here. Still wants to come back. As long as I get it to the friction, the ball just wants to go. I'm gonna throw one tighter in the oil just to see how it reacts kind of in the oil rather than getting it out into the friction. I think that will demonstrate how strong the core is and it wants to stand up or not. So I'm gonna try to keep this one at 25 at the arrows. Tighter in here. All right, so you see, yeah, just like any pearl, you get it tighter in the oil, reads a little bit later. but this one still tried to recover. So it's a good sign that, you know, I got some miss room for sure on a house shot. And, you know, if the pattern calls for it on a longer pattern or a tighter pattern, it allows me to kind of play in the soup or in the middle a little bit longer just to create angle with it. So throw one shot with the Archetype to compare. I'm gonna go back to where I originally started. Let's see what this does. Okay, so you can see the Archetype tries to roll up a little sooner. So the core, it's just smoother overall of a shape in comparison, and Archetype's already to me an angular piece. So I'm gonna move back to where I ended up with the effect. Maybe I'm also burning up the lane a little bit there to make it roll that much earlier. Let's get the Archetype back to where we were with the effect. Say 30 of my toes. Seems how that reacts from there. See that? Overall, the Archetype just wants to be a little bit smoother at the spot now in comparison to the effect. And like I said, this Archetype's already one of the more angular pieces in my bag, so just kind of emphasizes how much more angle you're actually getting from the effect. That's better. I got it a little bit more right to give it more room. And then you can see that's kind of where it compares. So roughly I'm around 4 boards different in terms of how the balls react. Not necessarily, you know, one make it stronger or weaker. It's just the angle it wants to come in. So the hammer effect wants to come in at a steeper angle. So I do need to give it a little bit more room than the Archetype. And the Archetype's a little bit smoother, so I just need to make sure that's the difference I'm standing between the two. So now to throw my trusty Widow 3.0. I'm gonna start my foot at 30 again at the arrows. Let's see what it does. Missed left a little. I got it in the oil there. But you can see the Widow's trying to stay smooth. Doesn't really want to make that left turn. Majority of that is pretty much the cover stock talking. The solid versus the hybrids and the pearls. I do have a little bit of lane shine on this ball too, so it is going down lane there compared to the original cover stock on the Widow. Based off that shot, I'm just gonna end up throwing it a little bit more on target and get right. That's better. Get into that friction, 4-9. Aggressive ball, right? The Widow still, so. Let's get 2 left. So, in between the Archetype and the hammer effect. I assume it's because it's trying to read up a little bit sooner. I do need it to be in the oil a little bit longer, but not as long as the first one. And get it back right to where it was. And that's where it is. So right now, based on today, finally get to throw all these pieces side by side, I think. To recap it off, I have the hammer effect covering the most boards of the 3. I think it just gets down cleaner, wants to recover more to the left, so I'm trying to cover more boards that way. I got the Widow smoother, so it's right in between there. The Archetype, it could be a layout thing because of that pin down layout I had in comparison to the pin up. Does want to be slower off the spot, so it's getting down there still, but it's smoother, so it's covering less boards. So I have pretty much a 4 board left, 4 board right, and then right in between there. So that's what I got with this right now. So I'm gonna throw one last one. Hammer effect coming out soon. Contact your local pro shops. And a little bit of a sneak peek of what the next video after this will be. See what I got here?